Welcome to Sunshine Cathedral's Queer God Squad. It's Thursday, June 25th, 2026. I am Bishop Durrell Watkins, the senior minister of the Sunshine Cathedral for the Queer God Squad. Joining me today and most days are Bishop Robert Griffin and Reverend Kevin Tisdall. Visit sunshinecathedral.org to learn more about us.
Queer God Squad was created by hotspots happening out to support our mission to explore the value of faith in the LGBTQ community. There is no streaming TV show like this in the entire world. In 2026, we are celebrating the 41st anniversary of Hotspots magazine with Queer News Tonight, sharing over 14,000 stories and 12 million views so far.
We are the largest nonprofit LGBTQ media organization in America, and we encourage you to support our mission to inform, entertain, and educate our community and allies.
Please like and share today's story, and if you'd like to support the work of Sunshine Cathedral, visit sunshinecathedral.org.
This is the Sunshine Cathedral Perspective. Bishop Robert gives reason for interfaith pride. At the second annual Fort Lauderdale Interfaith LGBTQ+ Pride Service on June 10th, held in 2025 at Sunshine Cathedral and in 2026 at the United Church of Christ in Fort Lauderdale, formerly known as First Congregationalist. Bishop Durrell and Robert were among the featured speakers. Bishop Robert was the first speaker, and his responsibility was to speak to why such gatherings are necessary. His remarks are as follows.
Why we are gathered. We are gathered because love has called us here. We are gathered from different traditions, languages, stories, and experiences, yet we come with a shared longing to make space for truth, for blessing, for healing, and for hope. We come because every human life bears sacred worth, because the work of honoring the worth is not finished. In many faiths, there is a conviction that each person carries a spark of the holy and deserves to be seen with dignity and love. That conviction brings us together today. We must be reminded that each person is worthy of respect, love, and belonging. We are gathered because pride is both celebration and witness. It is joy, but it is also remembrance. We remember those who came before us, those who told the truth about themselves when it was dangerous. Those who prayed, marched, sang, resisted, grieved, and kept going so that others might live more freely. Interfaith pride services often make room for the sacred remembering, honoring elders, ancestors, and advocates whose courage widened the circle of welcome. Here tonight, we are part of creating a remembrance as part of creating sacred space together. We are gathered because faith can be a place of refuge, not rejection, a place of truth, not shame, a place of courage, not fear. When communities of faith gather during Pride Month, we testify that no one should have to choose between their spirit and their identity, between belonging and honesty, between safety and visibility. We gather to say, with our presence as much as with our words, you are welcome here. You are beloved here, and you do not have to stand alone. We're gathered because our gathering itself is a promise. It promises that differences need not divide us. It promises that many traditions can stand side by side and reverence and still speak a common language of compassion and justice. Interfaith pride worship has emphasized that people of many religions can be united in welcome, peace, and shared resistance to exclusion. And we are gathered as a faith community in Pride Month as a member that celebration alone is not enough. Our prayers must become practice. Our songs must become solidarity. Our blessings must become action. Together in this way is to renew our commitment to protect the vulnerable, to tell the truth about harm, to make room for joy, and to keep building communities where all people can live openly and flourish fully. So why are we gathered? We're gathered to bless and be blessed, to remember and to rejoice, to grieve what has been lost, and to strengthen what still must be built, to bear witness to the sacred dignity of LGBTQ plus lives, to stand together across faith and say that love is stronger than fear, truth is stronger than silence, and community is stronger than exclusion. We are gathered because this moment matters. We're gathered because each person matters. We're gathered because the Holy is present wherever we are seen, honored and welcome in the fullness of who they are. And so, we gather with gratitude, with humility, and with hope.
We gathered and we renewed our belief in community. The service itself was a powerful service. Many voices were heard. And what was even as beautiful was the reception afterward. I had a chance to commune and break bread with people that I don't often see. A number of people that I've known in the 14 years that I've been down here in South Florida, but don't get a chance really to talk to. And there was an overriding theme amongst us as we were talking, and that there is still work to do. And to gather like this gives us a chance to remind ourselves that we indeed are able to do the work. Yeah, this moment matters.
The the three things that you highlighted that night were the power of togetherness, the power of community, the power of being together, and that's of course what communion is. It's union with, and so when we come together and stand in solidarity with one another and show genuine affection for one another, and then refocus so that we can go out there and be allies, making a difference in the world. And so just reminders that, anytime we can come together, that's a sacred moment. And then, of course, the call to solidarity that if you're in the closet, you can still be supportive of those. You're suffering too, in some maybe very unique ways even. But you can still, you're voting, you're spending, walking away from conversations that are wrong. If you don't feel like challenging them, but also don't participate in them. There are ways you can still do your bit. And if you're not in the queer community, we're people. You still get to care about us and try to help us and protect us. And so this idea of together we're better, we're stronger. And then we want to share that feeling beyond. We want to care for people beyond that space a moment, because the attacks are coming from all sides. And what oppression wants is for us to pick each other off so they can do all their little bad things. But no, we come together, we refocus, we remember why we're doing this, and then we go out and we do it with the vision intact and knowing that we have each other's backs. And then you did sort of challenge us to focus on the goal, keep your eye on the prize, as it were. So, we're gathered to be together, to renew the vision, and then to implement the vision. I think that's true for all kinds of gatherings, including weekly worship. We gather to be together, then to work together and change the world together.
This was the second year for this particular service. Last year it was held at the Sunshine Cathedral. And what led up to that planning was things were so uncertain in our community in 2025 that we felt that we needed to, as religious leaders, come together to bring our community of faith together, just to be together. And that same thing and the energy went into it again this year in the planning of it, with Pastor Aaron Lawler at the Pastor Church being the co-lead for this year, and I was co-lead for last year, so we co-lead this community event. And to me, there are other things that happen before this service happens in June. But for me, this particular service has become a collective pause in our community, where we take a breath, where we come together as faith leaders and a faith community from all different walks of lives, and take that collective pause to remind people of faith and non-faith why we do this. And the reason we gathered this year was somewhat similar to the reason of last year, but the reason was no less non-important, that it brought people together. And there is a sense of power in being together. There is a sense of unity in being together. And for Wilton Manor, Fort Lauderdale, and the surrounding area, it seems like a large community, but when you live here for 20 years like we have, it's not that big of a community. It's not so huge at all. So it's great when we can come together outside of all the other Pride festivities and all the other galas and bring faith into what we celebrate as a part of our Pride.
Yeah.
We should be equally as part of our Pride and our own faith and our own traditions as we are in the overall Pride celebration as a whole. We have different faith, different traditions, different belief, and and there's still people in our community who are seekers of what it means to be on this type of faith journey. And I think this service represents the best of what we have to offer as faith leaders and as worshipers in our community to give back and to share with everyone.
Yes.
The world's on fire. But if we all show up with a garden hose, we got a chance. And that's today with the Queer God Squad. Thank you for joining the Queer God Squad today. We are here daily at 3 p.m. to have some fun and to discuss what our LGBTQ community is talking about. Please like and share this. And other episodes of the Queer God Squad. Sunshine Cathedral is the world's leading progressive queer church. Progressive, queer, and God are words that naturally should go together. Remember that we are all in this together, and also remember, you are God's miracle, not God's mistake. Until next time, we are the Queer God Squad.